Welcome back, everybody, for CAS Aviation Deep Dive number 9.
Number 9 already.
Yeah, number 9,
Wow.
where we take a deep dive into the Asia-Pacific aviation market.
That's right.
And today we've got 4 articles, all from Asian aviation.
All right.
And there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
We're talking record passenger numbers,
Okay.
big expansions from catering giants,
Mm-hmm.
and even a major U.S. airline setting its sights on Melbourne.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Let's dive in.
So let's start with this first article.
Okay.
APA. APAC Airlines record solid 2024 traffic growth.
All right.
So 2024 was a pretty remarkable year, it sounds like.
Yeah, it was, the article points out that there was really strong growth in both international passenger and cargo markets.
Wow.
And there are a few key drivers for that.
Okay.
We're seeing airlines increasing flight frequencies,
Yeah.
expanding their networks. And that coupled with, just the continued boom in e-commerce that's really significantly boosted demand.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And interestingly, even disruptions in maritime shipping have played a role.
Really?
Yeah, pushing businesses towards air cargo for more reliable transport options.
Interesting. So it's kind of like a trickle-down effect there where
Yeah,
if
exactly.
the ships can't get there,
Right.
they got to go to the air.
That's right.
And when you look at the numbers, it's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
365 million
Wow.
international passengers.
Okay.
In 2024,
Mm-hmm.
that's a 30.5% increase from 2023.
Huge.
Yeah, and the average international passenger load factor hit
Yeah.
a record high of 81.6%.
Wow.
Imagine.
Packed flights.
Yeah.
Packed flights.
Yeah.
You're trying to get a seat on one of those.
I was gonna say, did you fly in the APAC region in 2024?
I did not. But I can only imagine.
Yeah.
It must be pretty crowded.
Yeah. So, what do you think is contributing to that record passenger load factor?
Well, the article mentions a few things. First off, relaxed visa policies in Northeast Asia have encouraged more travel. And then also just the, strong demand for both leisure and business travel across the region.
Yeah.
But there's another factor at play here.
Okay.
Capacity constraints.
Hmm.
So you've got, supply chain issues and aircraft delivery delays that are limiting the number of available seats.
Mhm.
So all of that is creating, kind of a squeeze.
It's like a perfect storm almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So speaking of capacity constraints, the article also highlights this 14.9% rebound in air cargo demand.
Mm-hmm.
So is that just from the e-commerce boom that we were talking about, or?
Yeah, it's definitely a major factor. I
Yeah.
mean, think about all those online orders needing speedy delivery.
Right.
But there's more to it.
Okay.
Remember the Asia-Pacific region, especially China, is a manufacturing powerhouse.
Right.
So a big portion of the goods being shipped worldwide originates there.
Mhm.
So that naturally leads to increased demand for air cargo.
Mhm.
And then let's not forget those maritime shipping disruptions either.
Oh, yeah.
Some businesses are opting for air cargo even with the higher cost just because it's more reliable at the moment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, it's kind of a confluence of factors driving that demand.
So it sounds like it's a good news, bad news situation for these airlines because they're experiencing all this growth.
Yeah.
But then there's some pretty serious hurdles they need to overcome.
Right, exactly. The article makes that very clear.
Okay.
While revenues are up, so are costs.
Yeah.
We're talking rising expenses for labor maintenance, even aircraft leasing.
Yeah.
And then, those aircraft delivery delays
Yeah.
aren't just impacting capacity, they're adding operational pressures as well.
Sure.
So it's a complex balancing act for airlines right now.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it really makes you think about the complexity of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we move on to our next article,
Okay.
we'd love to hear from you what jumps out at you from this first article.
Right.
Have you experienced any of these trends firsthand?
Yeah.
Maybe you've, felt the pinch of those packed flights,
Uh-huh.
or maybe you benefited from the rise of air cargo in your own travels.
Mm-hmm.
Share your thoughts with us.
Let us know.
All right, let's shift gears and take a look at our next article. Air Astana boosts India's services.
Okay.
This one caught my eye because it's focused on a specific airline strategic move into a booming market.
Right. And what's interesting here is how Air Astana, the flag carrier of Kazakhstan, is marking its 20th anniversary of connecting Kazakhstan and India by adding this new route
Okay.
from Almaty to Mumbai.
Okay.
So it's not just a celebratory move. It's a strategic expansion into a key market.
Right. And they're not newcomers to India.
No, they're not.
They've been flying to Delhi from Almaty since 2004.
That's right.
Steadily increasing flight frequency, especially during those, busy seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So this new route to Mumbai just signifies like an even deeper commitment, I guess,
Yeah,
to
right.
serving the Indian market.
Yeah,
And the choice of Mumbai is pretty strategic.
it is.
The article quotes Aristana CEO Peter Foster,
Okay.
who describes Mumbai as a vibrant and flourishing metropolis, driven by trade, finance, and enterprise.
Wow.
So this new route isn't just about connecting two cities. It's about tapping into the immense potential of Mumbai as a global hub.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Mumbai's a fascinating city.
it is.
You know, it's located on India's west coast. It's a
Mhm.
global financial center, the heart of Bollywood,
Right.
and it boasts this really rich tapestry of history and culture.
Yeah, I mean, from the iconic gateway of India to the ancient Elephanta caves.
Amazing.
Yeah, there's something for everyone.
Definitely.
So this new route really adds another layer, I guess, to the connectivity between Kazakhstan and India,
Yeah.
fostering not just business ties, but also tourism and cultural exchange,
Right.
which is really cool.
It is.
And there's even more news in this article.
Oh.
Air India,
Okay.
another major player in the region,
Right.
is resuming nonstop service
All right.
between Delhi and Tel Aviv,
Okay.
starting March 2nd, 2025.
Got it.
Um, and they've also formed a code-share partnership with Kenya Airways,
Interesting.
opening up even more seamless travel options
Right.
between India and Africa.
So have you ever flown on a code-share flight?
I haven't.
Okay. What is that? So basically, it allows one airline to sell seats on a flight that's operated by another airline.
Oh, okay.
So it gives passengers expanded route networks and more convenient travel options.
Got it.
So in this case, Air India's partnership with Kenya Airways means that you could potentially book a single ticket from Nairobi
Wow.
to a wide array of destinations like Bangkok, Colombo, Dhaka, even Melbourne.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all about making travel smoother and more accessible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we've got a booming Indian market,
Great.
expanding airlines,
Yeah.
new partnerships, creating all these exciting travel possibilities. As you're listening to this, think about the ripple effects. How will these developments impact business travel, tourism, even cultural exchange in the region?
Yeah, great question for listeners to think about.
Yeah, it's fascinating to consider those broader implications.
For sure.
All right, ready to delve into our next article?
I am.
This one is about a company you might not be familiar with,
Okay.
but one that plays a crucial role in the aviation experience.
Let's uncover what's happening behind the scenes, shall we?
Let's do it.
It's called Donata Catering and Retail expands Melbourne facility.
Okay.
And it's about, a significant investment that's set to really kind of elevate the in-flight dining experience for travelers.
Got it.
So Donata is a global leader in in-flight hospitality.
Cool.
They're responsible for providing catering and retail services.
So like food?
Yeah, food, drinks.
Snacks.
Yeah, snacks, duty-free stuff, all that.
Okay.
To over 40 airlines
Wow.
at 9 airports across Australia. So they're the folks working behind the scenes to make sure you have a decent meal and maybe, a little something to browse during your flight.
Yeah, for sure.
And it sounds like they're making a pretty serious commitment to Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
The article talks about this AUS $50 million investment to expand their catering facility at Melbourne Airport.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a big investment.
Yeah.
And it's not just about making a bigger kitchen.
Yeah.
It's a strategic move to position themselves as the leader in this rapidly growing market.
Okay.
So the expansion will actually make it the largest airline catering center in Victoria, with a capacity of 25 million meals annually.
Wow.
Once it becomes fully operational.
Okay.
In September 2026.
25 million meals.
25 million meals.
That's incredible.
It's a lot of food.
I can't even imagine the logistics of that.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And, they're not just focused on food.
Okay.
Donata also provides retail solutions. So those duty-free shops and onboard shopping options are part of their domain as well.
Interesting.
So they're really catering to that entire passenger experience.
Yeah, from start to finish.
From the moment you step into the airport to when you disembark at your destination.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the article quotes Haranjan Aloysius,
Okay.
who is Donata Catering and Retail's regional CEO for Asia Pacific.
Okay.
And he says that this expansion is an important step in our ongoing growth journey, enabling us to meet the rapidly increasing demand for our quality services.
So they're definitely seeing growth in this region.
Yeah, they see a bright future for air travel in Melbourne.
Okay.
And Jai McDermott, who is the Melbourne Airport Chief of Ground Transport Property and Retail,
Okay.
he kind of echoes that sentiment,
Okay.
referring to this development as a significant milestone in the long-standing partnership between Donata and Melbourne Airport.
Wow.
So both companies are betting big on the continued growth of the aviation sector.
Yeah, it really sounds like it.
Yeah, for sure.
But Donata's commitment goes beyond just this single project.
Yes, that's right.
They're planning an AUS $80 million investment in infrastructure.
Wow.
Over the next 3 years.
Okay.
Which is expected to create over 300 new jobs.
That's fantastic.
And get this, they spent over AUS $200 million on products sourced from Australian suppliers in 2024 alone.
That's huge.
Yeah, so they're not just talking about, supporting the local economy. They're putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, exactly. Putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
Their overall activity in Australia is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
In the 2023-24 financial year, they provided over 50 million meals for over 300,000 flights.
That's a lot of food.
It is a lot of food. And globally, they produced over 50 million meals in just the first 6 months of the current financial year.
So they're cranking out meals.
Yeah, they're keeping people fed up there in the air.
Speaking of keeping people fed,
yeah,
how much does in-flight dining impact your overall travel experience?
Yeah.
Is it something you consider when choosing an airline?
Yeah, good question.
Do you think this expansion by Donata will, raise the bar for in-flight hospitality in Melbourne?
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts.
We're curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's move on to our final article for this deep dive.
Okay, let's do it.
Melbourne Airport lures Delta LAX flights. Now, this one is game changer.
Yeah, this news really highlights Melbourne's, growing importance on the global stage.
Okay.
Delta Airlines, one of the world's largest and consistently top-rated airlines, is launching direct flights from Los Angeles to Melbourne.
Nice.
So this is a significant win for Melbourne Airport.
Sure.
And it's really a sign of confidence, I think, in the city's potential.
Yeah, no more dreaded layovers for travelers between those two cities.
That's right.
Delta plans to start with 3 flights per week.
Okay.
In early December 2025.
Right.
And then with the intention of increasing that frequency, as they add more Airbus A350 aircraft to their fleet. Okay, so the A350, that's the plane that they're going to be using on this route.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a pretty big deal for passengers, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, this aircraft is known for its fuel efficiency, quieter cabin, advanced air filtration system.
Right.
So it means a more comfortable and environmentally friendly travel experience.
Exactly. It really speaks to Delta's commitment, I think, to this new route.
Yeah.
And let's not forget those luxurious Delta One suites available on these A350s. So, passengers can really enjoy Delta's brand new 4-class cabin, make that long flight a bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure.
And this new route also offers just fantastic convenience, especially for those connecting through Delta's Los Angeles hub. Yeah. Delta is the largest premium carrier at LAX, providing this vast network of onward connections to over 40 cities across the U.S.
Wow.
So imagine landing in Melbourne and then seamlessly hopping on a flight to, New York, Chicago, Miami, all on the same ticket.
That's really convenient.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
The article quotes Melbourne Airport CEO Lori Argus.
Okay.
And she describes this new service as, a vote of confidence in Victoria and an exciting opportunity for the state.
Yeah. And I mean, she really emphasizes that positive impact.
Yeah.
On tourism and hospitality.
Right.
Bringing in, hundreds of visitors each week.
Yeah, it's not just about tourism, though. No. It's really about strengthening those economic ties between Victoria and a key trading partner.
Yeah.
The new flights will facilitate business connections, provide additional cargo capacity for Victorian exports.
Okay.
And just offer, more options for families traveling between the two countries.
Yeah, so it's really a win-win situation.
It is a win-win.
Yeah, well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From, soaring passenger numbers and strategic airline expansions to major infrastructure investments and the arrival of a major U.S. carrier in Melbourne.
Yeah, it's clear that the APAC aviation market is
booming,
brimming with energy and optimism.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up,
Okay.
let's shift our focus back to you, the listener.
Okay.
What insights or observations really resonated with you the most from these articles?
Yeah.
Maybe you have personal experiences that, connect to these trends, or perhaps this sparked some thoughts about the future of air travel in the region.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your perspective.
Yeah, let us know.
So,
Well, that wraps up another CAS Aviation Deep Dive.
it does.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
Until next time, happy travels.